This podcast is part of the Podcast Arcade Network.
So we are live and ready to kick some ascot, as we were talking earlier. Jesse was sad that season 4 didn't have Terry Silver in the ascot. So
it's the one thing we were missing, and I know that we were so anticipating that.
Yes, Jesse even has a sticker, "Making ascots great again."
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I mean,
all right. Well, if you're a listener to the Covert Nerd podcast, you know we try to do a Cobra Kai episode at least once a year. So I have Jesse and Ruth here to talk all things Cobra Kai because it's something that Ruth really loved Karate Kid several years ago, and so this just fed into the 80s nostalgia of Karate Kid. And Jesse and I are just a few years older than Ruth, so we kind of lived during the time and experienced it firsthand, but Ruth is admiring it as a young person. So it's good to get the dichotomy of the older generation and the younger generation's interpretation of Karate Kid.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to start with our predictions from last year. I went back and listened to the episode because we always end the episode with predictions, which we'll do again this time because that's, at least for me, that's one of my favorite parts, is to predict and see what we predicted. So I'll start with Jesse. So Jesse predicted a conflict with Miguel over Johnny and Carmen dating, and we did see that a little bit in season 4, obviously. I thought that was funny when he found Johnny's bandana in their bedroom.
of course. Of all the things to leave in the bedroom, that's it.
The bandana.
Yes. And then so Jesse got that one right. And then he also predicted that Tori and Sam would be in the tournament. So good job, Jesse.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Look at you.
Nailed that one. And Ruth predicted that Miguel and Sam would get back together and that Robbie and Tori would become a couple. So
you nailed that one.
Got that.
Yeah.
And you also wanted to see Sam in the tournament. So you got your wish.
Yes.
Seeing Sam in the tournament. And then I predicted that there would be a male-female or 2 separate brackets for the tournament. And then I predicted that Robbie and Hawk would be in the finals. And I just barely caught it. I offhandedly mentioned that Terry would buy the tournament, but then I said, or he might pay off the ref.
Look at you!
I was shocked.
Deep cuts.
I almost messaged you and Ruth and said, "Wow, I actually predicted that."
That's awesome.
So
So I'm gonna pat myself on the back a little bit on that.
Yeah,
you should. Those are not plot points I would have predicted.
Yeah.
No.
So, but yeah, then of course the ascot. I was like, we got to see the ascot, but I didn't get that.
We all lost on that front. Everybody lost.
All right. We all lost on that. So
we all lost something.
We're all missing out on that.
We are. I know Jesse bought an ascot just to watch Cobra Kai.
I
just
did.
Sat alone in the closet.
I felt overdressed.
Wow.
Your wife's like, "Why are you wearing an
screen.
ascot?" I'm watching Cobra Kai. But oh well. But he's, as we know, there is we're going to break out the pun here. There's a silver lining in season 5 that maybe the ascot will make a comeback.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway. All right. Season 4. Let's just get maybe your 10,000-foot opinion of season 4. Let's start with the ladies. Let's start with Ruth.
Season 4, I heard a lot of people didn't really like it that much, but I felt, because I was reading some reviews just to see what like other people thought of it, and it was mainly like it was the worst season out of all of them. But I don't know, I kind of enjoyed this season. I think they made Tori more of a likable character, and honestly, you felt like you were rooting for Tori. I felt like I was rooting more for like Tori and Robbie more than Miguel and Sam and like that whole gang, mainly because I know they're only in Cobra Kai because, that's what they feel is right, but they're not being taught like the correct things from Kreese and Silver. I also didn't expect that I would like Silver coming back, but I actually liked it a lot more than I thought I would, especially when he like completely came back. And I'm sure we'll get to what our thoughts on the season finale, but that was definitely interesting to me how much I enjoyed his character.
yeah, I just kind of wanted to get your general opinion,
Mhm.
what you thought. So, well, how about you, Jesse? What were your thoughts maybe before you watched it, and then what your thoughts were after you watched it? Your just general thoughts on season 4.
There were some things I expected, but there were a lot of things I did not expect, and that was really nice. I'm just gonna say that it is one of my favorite seasons. Like, I think season 2 was kind of a fun season too, just because it was so wildly different. It wasn't a tournament, but then this one, man, so much stuff happens, and everyone got a really cool arc. Eli got a really cool arc.
Oh yeah.
We got to see some characters return that we hadn't seen since season 2. I thought going into this, I was like, we're going to have the problem of too many characters. And then they added new ones on top of it.
On top of
I was
the
like,
other ones.
how are we going to do this? But everyone got kind of a cool little moment, like even some of the side characters were not forgotten. You had like Bert and those guys. They all still had fun little things to do, and even had their little moment of glories in the course of the season. So I really like season 4. I was excited about Terry Silver. I like it even more than I thought I was going to like it, because they gave him kind of they gave him a cool arc too. And they did kind of like poke fun at him, at his role in Karate Kid 3. Like, right off the bat.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny.
Total fun at it. Yeah.
Yes, they did. They did. Okay. Well, my general thought, I guess, coming into it, I'd heard online that they were going to do a season 5 and maybe a season 6. So I was kind of like, I don't want this to turn into those TV shows that, go 10, 12, 14 seasons. Like, what's the show you liked, Ruth, for a long, Supernatural? That went on way.
Like 15 seasons.
Yeah. That one did go a long time.
So I'll have to admit, I kind of went into season 4 a little like, but again, the writing is still phenomenal. I still liked it. And so overall, again, Silver, great addition as a villain, because he's just insane. And so I think next season, the gloves are going to come off, so to speak, and it's going to get wacky. I liked it. I liked the fact that this season we didn't see as many as the big fight scenes. Like last season, we saw the big fight in the LaRusso house and some other stuff. It was more one-on-one because of the tournament, so they kind of saved those. So it was a little bit different. Well, let's get into specifics then. I guess let's start with you, Jesse. What are some specifics that you really blew you away, and some tidbits maybe that you really liked from season 4, characters or character arcs or whatever, just to get into some more of the details.
Right. I mean, obviously, we're spoiling this thing.
Oh, yes,
time.
yes. Sorry. So yes, we're going to spoil the heck out of this.
Because I'll get into some big spoilers if I'm going to talk about my favorite stuff.
We're going to spoil it.
I'll save the finale reveal, because that one was like, I didn't see that coming at all. The very, very final scene, didn't see that coming at all. So Terry Silver, right off the bat, and that was the one thing that everybody knew going in. They announced that pretty early on, and I was excited about him and his arc, and I like how they kind of explained how he was just like, he's hopped up on cocaine and revenge and all that. Like he's kind of like, he almost like hand waves like, me in the 80s, man, I was crazy. And I was, that's why I was like a cartoon villain in that, kind of
thing.
Was. But I like how he starts, like he starts out as this very California, like, he's playing the piano like in his incredible den the first time we see him, and then we see that he clearly, like, they gave him a sense of reality in that he clearly had been dealing with some PTSD. He had come out of Vietnam a changed man, in bad ways, and he dealt with them after Karate Kid 3, and he had some medication, and I'm thinking by the end of season 4 he is off of his medication.
Yeah.
So Terry Silver, Aisha, we had a scene where Sam needs somebody who, like an outside opinion, and so she goes to Aisha, and that was really cool to see her again, even in just that diminished role, not diminished, but like as a cameo role more than like a main character. And then Hawk. If I had some big threes, those three were both expected and unexpected things that I just love about the season. And then the thing that goes without saying is the Daniel and Johnny dynamic. Like that's just always a winning formula.
Yeah. Well, how about you, Ruth? What are some specifics that you really liked in season 4?
Well, obviously Stingray came back.
Yes,
Stingray, right? Everyone's favorite.
It is everyone's favorite. I was expecting him, if he was going to appear again, was going to be like one episode. But he also coming back, and I loved that. And I also didn't expect them to split the tournament between boys and girls. I don't know why. I just like wasn't thinking that they would do that, but I liked that they did. So then it gave Tori and Sam their own moment. And then I felt like another highlight of the season or arc-ish is when Miguel's fighting with the thought of Johnny is trying to replace Miguel as his son.
Yep.
Like that moment when Johnny's super drunk on the bed and Miguel says, "I love you." And then he says, "Robbie," and that's just a hard moment to watch, definitely.
Yeah. Good point.
Yes, those are a few highlights.
Okay. Yeah, of course, again, I like Stingray, bringing him back as he's like the ever optimist, just oblivious to the world around him, and that's what just makes him so fun. I did not like seeing him get beat up by Silver.
No, that made it even more heartbreaking to watch.
Yes, but just he's just so oblivious to the world around him. He just lives in his own little Stingray world.
Yes,
but I like the fact that they're obviously going to probably bring him back in 5, but just at least using him. Silver, I think, again, makes a great villain. Kind of towards the end, Daniel is starting to accept some of Johnny's teaching and vice versa. And when he gets in an argument with Anthony, he tells quiet. He says it really loud. And the fight between Johnny and Daniel, trying to settle that. I mean, we knew that was going to not work out, so it wasn't a shock there. But I want to ask Ruth, after season 4, in past episodes, you were not a big fan of Samantha. I assume that's still the case?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I still
Stick it to
don't
your guns.
know. Maybe it's her actor's delivery of the character that I don't like, or something along those lines, or just like the choices that she makes. I don't know. It's just, I just still don't like I would much rather root for Tori. Like I'm hardcore rooting for Tori rather than Sam. And I think it's been that way for a while.
What about you, Jesse? What about, speaking of LaRusso's, what about Anthony? What about adding that little storyline in there?
Okay, so I really dug the addition of Anthony, and then that sub arc with Anthony, and like
Penny.
it's like bringing it full circle back to the first season, where we're toying with that idea of who is the real bully here. Was it Daniel? When this one, it's like it's clearly Anthony. Like Anthony isn't like as black and white cartoon villain, but he is a bully in this. And I love how they bring in Julia Macchio. So they bring in Ralph's daughter to play the cousin.
Oh,
Really?
Was it Louis' cousin or whatever, or Louis' sister or whatever? And then she plays a straight up, she plays the character from My Cousin Vinny, straight up. The lawyer gal. Who is it? Marissa Tomei's character.
Tomei, yeah.
Where she just knows everything about cars, and then boom, plunk her in, and she's just like the big brain when it comes to child psychology.
Yes.
That scene between her and Amanda was just great. That was golden.
Yes, it was.
This is the test.
Yeah, exactly. I was kind of mixed feelings on bringing Anthony in, but I think they handled it pretty good. But I think I'm agreeing with Ruth. It's like those LaRusso kids are, you come away thinking they're a bunch of jerks.
Yeah, you definitely, because I think from the start, any LaRusso besides Amanda, I am not really liking. Like Daniel, I feel like doesn't have a lot of like redeeming qualities about him, because he's very like, this is how you have to do it. I'm not going to listen to anyone else. I'm not open to anyone else's ideas. This is how it always should be. And he doesn't like anyone else's way of fighting. So he's very, I feel like I don't have a lot I like about Daniel in Cobra Kai. I feel like, Johnny's really trying to be a better person. He's trying to be a better teacher, trying to be a better father. He's not doing great at it, but he's trying. Whereas Daniel, I feel like, is very stuck in his ways and is not moving.
That reminds me of a prediction that Jesse had. It wasn't the last episode we recorded. It was the program season before, where you predicted that Mr. Miyagi's Miyagi-Do or Miyagi karate would be your karate, not my karate. So Jesse was already 2 years ahead. Because they showed that scene in season 4. I'm like, oh, Jesse nailed that 2 years ago.
Yeah. I love the scenes where they had to where they decided that they were going to swap, like not just students though. Before they did that with the students, they each had to train in each other's style, and best karate, no be there.
Yeah, no be there. Yes,
no be there. He comes back with a pretzel. I love that scene.
Oh yes. Well, what do you think about the silver, the turn at the end, the swerve at the end by getting Kreese arrested? I mean, we kind of saw some hints that there was going to be a clash there, but do you think was that a shock to either of you? How about start with you, Ruth? Were you surprised by that, or was that kind of like, we know something's going to happen?
I knew something was going to happen, but I wasn't expecting that. Like, I thought he was like, I don't know, going to like buy a dojo, steal all of his students, something like that. Especially when Kreese started to get more like with Johnny, become less villainy, like more human, actually showing like he cares about stuff. I'm like, okay, so this villain is starting to crumble, and then this really crazy guy is going to take over. Yeah, so I definitely wasn't expecting that. And I kind of like Silver being the new villain, because although Kreese was like intimidating, Silver's on a whole nother level. Like you should be scared of that dude, because he will do anything to win.
Yes.
Kreese seems to have some borders around what can and can't be done. Silver, you get the impression there are no limits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there definitely isn't with him.
What about you, Jesse? What about the Kreese Silver dynamic at the end there? Yeah,
I think that they were leading up to some kind of blow up. I guess I didn't expect it to happen so suddenly, kind of thing. But the whole time that as soon as they were having their fireside drink or whatever, I'm like, something's going to happen here. I was like, did he put something in? I was trying to figure it out. I was like, did he just put something in Kreese's drink? Because it's going to happen now.
Yeah, because he commented on the year. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Any other final comments, I guess, on season 4 that you liked or maybe didn't like? I guess, was there some stuff in season 4 that you're like, could have done without that?
There was something, but I'm drawing a blank on what it was.
I guess, and maybe this leads into the predictions for season 5. I would kind of like to see in season 4, obviously we knew Johnny and Daniel weren't going to get along, but I'd kind of like to maybe see finally that tension between the two get put to bed. I mean, obviously there's still going to be tension, but at the end of season 4 at the tournament, they finally say, you know what, maybe we need to work together. I'd kind of like to maybe see them just stay together, so to speak, and not have as much tension, because we're kind of getting to the point where is it going to happen or isn't? We're getting to the old TV shows, Mood Lighting or Who's the Boss, where they're like, they just tease it. It's almost too much. We're like, we need
every season.
Yeah. Will they or won't they? Will they or won't they? And so maybe that might be the only thing is if we're not going to do it in season 4, maybe we need to put that to bed in season 5. So I guess maybe that would be the only thing I'd like to see. So
I guess I have two. Two, and they were just because they were like this is such a heightened world that like it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to believe that any of this is happening anyways. But then you throw like you just go one step too far, and it becomes like what? And for me, those two things were Carrie Underwood.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
Carrie Underwood was a step too far for me.
I was not a fan of that. Yeah, I was like, okay, fine, but you know.
And then,
She's
and
a
I
good
don't
singer.
know how.
Don't get me wrong. She's a good performer, but
No. Just the inclusion of her, the Grammy Award-winning artist, right in the middle of the All Valley tournament. Like, I know this is supposed to be the most important thing in the Valley, but like, also part of the charm is that like, who cares about karate? You know, like why is this the most important thing in the Valley when it really hasn't been for the last 30 years? So that thing, and then I don't know how they would have resolved it differently, but the battle of the senseis when they both knock each other out was cartoonishly. I mean, like it's like, okay, yeah, no, you couldn't have had a winner, but like the way that they did it was just like, huh?
How would you have done it differently, do you think?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like it tracks, but it's just like, I don't know.
That's where I think is like we kind of maybe need to put this to bed, the rivalry to that level. I can understand where there's going to be conflict, but not where we have to try to settle it. Just, I did like the training montage with Johnny. It was so 80s. I mean,
well, and referencing the Rocky 3, like when they're trying to keep them together, when Sam and Miggy are doing the Parent Trap thing where they're trying to keep them together, both on each side, you know. And so I did like having the fight a little bit because it was reminiscent of the end of Rocky 3, where it's like, no, one more time.
yeah. But how they ended it, I don't know how you would have even. Yeah, I don't know. That's where maybe you shouldn't have even done it in the first place.
Right.
Yeah.
Possibly. But
I feel like there should definitely be less conflict between them because there's already so much conflict in the show with Kreese and Silver, and then there's Robbie against Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang, and then there's Miguel and Tori and Sam and Hawk, and like every single character has some kind of conflict going on with them.
Kenny and Anthony, yeah. I agree. I think we've had 4 seasons. We've had 4 seasons of them being in conflict. I think we need to
and a movie.
And the movies. So I agree with Ruth. I think we've got so much other conflict everywhere else. Maybe having some sort of stable relationship or semi-stable relationship needs to happen going forward because, again, are they or aren't they? You can only do that so long before your audience starts to get a little tired of, okay, well, here it's gonna blow up again, and they're not gonna get along. And one thing I did catch, I rewatched some of the episodes again, is at the tournament, the announcer, he says, Miyagi-Do is ready to show who's the best around, and I was like, referencing the song.
Oh my God.
One thing I wanted to mention on Anthony on that dynamic, you know, he was the bully, but as we saw in several scenes where he was getting egged on by his friends, which is realistic. I mean, that's not. So you do get the hint that he really doesn't want to do this, at least a couple of times. But there was the conflict with the girl. Obviously, that really kind of set him off. But I don't know. We'll see.
Which that character, her name is Leah, which is an anagram for Allie with an I.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, nice. So this is Karate Kid, the next generation again.
Yes.
Yeah. So if it wasn't obvious enough for you, they gave us that little Easter egg too.
Yes. Oh man. Oh, good call. Good catch. All right. Predictions. This is the fun part I like. Ruth. So we'll start with what do you think they will do? We'll go with Ruth and then Jesse and then what you would like them to do the next time around. So what do you think they will do for season 5, Ruth?
Well, I don't know what they're gonna do with Daniel and the other rival from the second movie. I don't know his name.
Oh, Chosen?
Yeah, because I've only watched that movie like once because I didn't really like it. So
you have watched Cobra Kai, or not Cobra, Karate Kid 3, right, with Silver?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I feel like Daniel can just do something by himself. Like he doesn't always have to have like a rival with him to have him actually do something. So like I don't really like that they chose to do that, and I don't know what else there is to do. I mean, I guess maybe he's going to take on Silver, but I am excited for Miguel and Johnny to kind of go on this journey of finding Miguel's dad.
Yep. So you think Johnny's going to follow Miguel? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah. And then, Miguel's dad will probably appear, but then he'll probably appear for like 2 seconds, and then he'll be a disappointment. And then Miguel will be like, oh my gosh, Johnny, you're my real dad.
Do you think Robbie will go with Johnny to find Miguel?
No.
Okay.
No. I don't. I feel like Robbie respects his dad more than he did, but I don't think he's ever going to like let him in as a father figure in his life.
Okay.
So, yeah.
What other predictions do you have? What else do you think it might happen?
How else did it end? What else happened at the end? Okay, well, there's Tori. Because Tori found out that the ref was being paid.
Paid off, yep.
Yeah. I feel like Tori will tell, like, Robbie about it. And I'm interested to see what Cobra Kai will do about it. I feel like Tori and Robbie might leave Cobra Kai too. I feel like that's definitely Robbie definitely will, because he was definitely like shaken up at the fact that Kenny kind of turned bad when he was trying to teach him a better way to fight.
So you think Robbie will leave Cobra Kai and Tori, or or both, or one or the other?
I feel like both might.
Okay.
Because I feel like now that they're kind of like a couple, I feel like they're going to leave together. I don't know if they'll go train. I feel like they won't go train somewhere because I don't think they like fit in with Miyagi-Do or Eagle Fang. So I don't. Something will happen with that, I think.
Okay. What about you, Jesse? What do you think they'll do?
Okay. I'm a little worried about what they're going to do with Johnny, because I'm worried that Johnny is going to take a back seat in this next season, and he's going to get a little less screen time because the Miguel and I agree. I think they're going. Was it Mexico City?
I think
that Johnny is going to follow Miguel. I
think it might be kind of funny. Can you imagine Johnny trying to navigate Mexico City?
I almost feel like it should be a spin-off.
That would be awesome.
I almost feel like that should be the spin-off show. If they've kind of hinted that they may decide to do spin-off shows. If they were going to do a spin-off show, I would almost want that to be there, because it feels like an important enough plot, but in the context of the Cobra Kai universe as we have it right now and where it's heading, it almost feels like a B plot. And it's like, it's going to need time in order for it to feel important, and it is important.
It might be kind of reminiscent when Daniel went to Okinawa, where it was 3 episodes. So they could do it like that.
Johnny's going to wind up in a prison or shot.
Exactly.
He does not have the social graces not to cause an international incident.
I mean, don't we remember him trying to get girls to join his dojo?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That was another thing in season 4 they did. Trying to pick up chicks and cringeworthy.
Right. I think it's obvious that we're going to see Terry Silver, and I think it's even been reported that season 5 is essentially going to be what if Cobra Kai had won in Karate Kid 3. So we've seen that Terry Silver has already purchased the old Cobra Kai dojo, and he intends to open a chain of them. And he's already got like new merch and everything, and like he's ready to expand. He's ready to take over the valley, and I think that's where we're going to be at in season 5. Is Terry Silver has taken over the valley, and we've got Daniel and his Miyagi-Do now training in secret, or I'm kind of curious to see what they're going to do with that. Like how does Miyagi-Do go forward now?
Yeah.
Back to being the true underdog.
I think he mentioned something at that final scene where he says, "I can't honor my word with men who have no honor."
Right.
So I think that's how he's going to justify it, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the Kenny thing is going to, I agree. I think it's going to tie more into Robbie, but I think the Kenny thing is going to escalate. I think it's going to flip back around on Anthony, and I think Anthony's going to have to train in 5. He's going to have to start training.
Oh yeah.
Because those kids, Kenny's not letting up.
No.
Like Kenny's getting worse, not better. I wonder if we'll see his brother get out of juvie. They kind of implied that maybe his stay in juvie is extended, but I wouldn't be surprised if his brother gets out of juvie and we see that play into a conflict too.
Okay.
Maybe Robbie, the brother, and Kenny all meet together, and it doesn't necessarily go well because the older brother thinks that this new change in Kenny is good, but Robbie recognizes it as being his big mistake.
Yeah,
so there could be a conflict there. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Ah, I like that idea. Huh. Okay. All right. Any other predictions, Jesse?
I think that's it.
Okay.
I don't know. This big question. Oh, one more. Barnes. I believe that Terry Silver will bring back Barnes.
Yes, I was going to say
Karate's bad boy.
That was back. The first thing I was going to say. I was like, Jesse's going to get his wish. We're going to seek Mike Barnes.
Yep. He's coming. I can feel it.
Because he's going to need more. Since Kreese is gone, he's going to need kind of a right-hand man to help run Cobra Kai. Guaranteed.
Your karate is nothing.
Well, I think Sam and Robbie are going to get back together. I don't think because Miguel's gone. So the old saying is, if you're not near the one you love the one you're near. So I think we're going to see a Sam and Robbie romance. And Robbie's going to leave Cobra Kai and join Johnny.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's going to happen. I think we're going to see, like I said, we're going to see 2-3 episodes of Johnny trying to find Miguel, but then 2-3 episodes, Johnny will be back in the last 3-4 episodes to kind of tie in. I agree with Ruth. I don't think Tori's going to stay with Cobra Kai. I think she's going to leave. Her and Robbie both, I think, will probably leave. I don't know if they'll join Miyagi-Do or Eagle Fang. I don't know. I think Silver's going to try to turn Anthony against his father, just like he tried to turn Daniel against Mr. Miyagi. So I think you're going to see that possibly happen.
What do we think is going to happen with Kreese?
So I think Kreese...
Is he gone for the whole season?
I think he's going to be gone for possibly the whole season, but maybe the last couple of episodes. I think it's a long shot. I don't think it's probably going to happen. We might see a Kreese-Johnny alliance because that was his weakness, was Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So maybe, but I don't know. I think Kreese is just too evil. I don't know that audiences would maybe buy that. There's just too much. Maybe.
Yeah.
Will we get Kreese in prison? Like, are we going to see any scenes of that?
I think we'll see a couple of fights in prison. I bet you. I think, but he'll get out because Stingray is going to admit that that's not who beat me up. So
yeah,
I think at the end, it's going to be the last couple episodes. It's just going to be a bloodbath because Silver is going to take his gloves off. We have Johnny taking his gloves off. Kreese is obviously going to be infuriated by the whole thing. So I think it's going to be just an all-out war towards the end. I don't think you'll see it in season 5, but maybe season 6. I think you might see the death of both Silver and Kreese. I think they might kill both of them off just because Silver's so insane. I think
it's the only way because Cobra Kai never dies.
I think,
until they do.
Like, I think it might be going down in a blaze of glory type situation. I think that's unlikely, but I think just the way Silver is, I think it might end up that way.
Yeah. It's hard to tell because they haven't had a biggest conflict as killing a main character.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the writers have I don't even know, the gusto or whatever to do it. Like, I don't know. The guts, there we go, to do it. Because there's definitely certain shows where they will never do that because they don't want to get rid of their main characters. But they'll poke at killing them, not actually kill them. So if they would do that, I would be very surprised because I feel like that's kind of out of their writing style.
That's where if they're going to end the series, I think if it's in season 6 or even season 7, I think maybe you need to start considering that killing off. Because Silver, I can see Silver going because he's not as important to the old story as Kreese was.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of
Right.
my opinion. And what about what about some predictions for Chosen? What do you think might happen there, Ruth or Jesse? What bringing him in?
He's a wild card. It's hard to predict how just thinking back to the last time we saw Chosen, he presented as very stern and whatnot, but by the end of it, we were seeing a little bit of that trickster vibe that he had when he was a bad guy. Like he's just like you should have seen your face. I got you. Like at the end, it was like he became more human, and so I wonder, are we gonna have a very stoic Chosen? Is he gonna be a more Eagle Fang style than Daniel is used to? I mean, he already was the last time we saw him, so we know that Chosen has a little bit more brutal moves, I guess, and approach.
So we're going to see more Miyagi-Do 2.0? Because Chosen,
I think so.
at least is implied that he has some secret knowledge that Daniel doesn't have.
Yeah, and how is Daniel going to feel about not being the authority on Miyagi-Do?
See? Yeah. So I think
He's not going to like that.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to like it. I don't think that'll happen at all. So, well, this is predictions about what you think they will do. But what are some thoughts and opinions on what you would like them to do on some of these storylines or characters? So what would you like them to do with some of this stuff?
I feel like now that we're talking about Chosen, I feel like now that he's in the picture, there might be more of a place for Robbie and Tori, because there isn't all of that, rough stuff with Johnny, not trying to. If Johnny is with Daniel in that picture, Robbie, I don't think would ever join, but with someone new coming in who may share similar traits to Johnny as far as fighting style and personality, whatever, maybe he becomes the new father figure for Robbie, because Robbie currently doesn't have one because it was Kreese, but then, Kreese is kind of shaky. So that could maybe be a possibility of what happens.
So you might have a Miyagi-Do. Chosen is coming in to kind of strengthen that side up. But Eagle Fang, if Johnny is gone most of the season, they're going to be left leaderless.
Yeah, that's true.
Because season 5 is already done. So that's been filmed and done.
I wonder if they're just going to go to Miyagi-Do, or
I don't know.
Or maybe they're split.
There, with Johnny gone, Robbie could come into Miyagi-Do a little bit, maybe more likely. I don't think Tori will stay again either. So but I don't know which way she'll go. With Amanda kind of trying to take her under her wing, maybe Miyagi-Do would be more of a likelihood.
Yeah,
I did like Amanda's role in this season, even though it seemed to be a little diminished from the previous season where everything was about, we're going to lose the dealership. I would like to see a little bit more of how it impacts their daily life, because it feels like that piece of it was missing in season 4. And it was necessary because, where were you going to put all that,
Yeah.
But also, this is now 4 years. Well, I mean, I don't know what the timeline is, but at least 2 years of your life where you're really not focusing on your business at all. And you may have gotten out of trouble in the last season, but that's not going to carry over forever. What impact is this having? Because the dealership was such a big part of season 1 and the perceived success that the LaRussos have.
Yeah. See, now I predicted in last time that season 4 they would lose the dealership. But I think that's going to happen in season 5 or at least season 6.
Terry's going to buy it.
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
He's going to plant some, fake stuff that says they've been embezzling or, something like that.
Yeah.
And I think
he'll buy the bank. He'll do whatever he needs to do.
So what I would like to see them do, I don't think this is going to happen, but I think they're probably going to lose the dealership. But what I'd like to see them do is what'll happen is we're going to see Daniel have to maybe move back to his old apartment complex from Karate Kid 1, because they showed it in season 1. Remember, he went back there and looked at it. So I'm thinking they might do a deal where he loses the dealership. Maybe he either buys the apartment complex or has to go back and live there, and then he finds out his true passion is teaching karate instead. Yeah. And so maybe we flash forward 4 or 5 years. Anthony and Sam are out of the house, but he's the caretaker of the apartment complex, just like Mr. Miyagi. And this teenage kid moves in from New Jersey and is just having some trouble.
You create a time loop.
And so now we kind of start the whole thing over again. Daniel, you hint that he takes him under his wing. So Johnny and Daniel maybe start a dojo together and teach there. And so maybe something like that where we start a whole nother circle again. But
Saved by the Bell, the next generation.
Yeah. So, but that's where the series ends. Series ends with Daniel and Johnny settling their differences. They open a dojo together. This kid moves in. Daniel takes him under his wing, and then it just kind of fades away into, maybe he's working on a bonsai tree, and this kid opens the door. Hey, Daniel, can I talk to you for a minute? And then it just fades away.
I feel like that would be a satisfying ending. Like, I would be okay with that ending.
Yeah. So we see him. Johnny and Daniel put everything to bed. But maybe we do a little side story with Johnny ends up marrying Carmen, and we kind of settle all this stuff. And then I would like to see him put Cobra Kai to bed for maybe 4 or 5 years, and then bring him back again, maybe in 5-6 years with Sam, without Johnny and Daniel at all, other than maybe a very, very minor cameo appearances here and there. But then maybe we take the story, later as the kids are in their 20s or something, maybe, I don't know. Or we just end it and we're done.
I'd like to see the lotus flower headband on Stingray.
Oh, yes.
I'd like to see that. I think that's where he's probably going to have to end up.
Yes.
Because Johnny never cared much for him anyways.
No. Yeah. So any other things that like I said, we did the predictions of what you think they'll do. What would you, in a fantasy world, what would you like to see them do with some of these other characters?
I do have another one. This one is specifically for our friend Billy. I want them to be just like walking down the street or something, and it's just Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith just talking about whatever. Or they walk past the reboot film poster. So like in the Karate Kid universe, in the Miyagi verse, that's actually the Karate Kid movie.
Oh my
gosh.
The Jackie Chan one that has nothing to do with karate. Like I want that to be the fictional movie in this fictional universe.
That would be awesome.
Wow.
That'd be so very
funny.
meta.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about oh gosh, I forgot her name now from Karate Kid 4.
Julie.
Yes.
San. I'd like to see her worked in, but I don't know how. I don't know how they'll do it. Like I'm just waiting to see how they'll do it, because they'll do it in a way better way than I'll ever come up with. But like I can't see. We never knew what she was going to be. Like we didn't even really have a clue what she could be when she grew up, kind of thing. And so like for me, she's a huge question mark. I think they should incorporate her because she has some of that Miyagi-Do knowledge in a sense, especially like a kind of calming her anger. Like that was her story, was she was so angry, and Miyagi and the monks that lived out there in Boston helped her to like settle that down, anger management.
Well, yeah, and I think back to a little bit on Chosen, I think with Silver just being so big, I think bringing Chosen in and maybe Julie might be what they have to do. They're like, look, this guy is bigger than all of us. We have to pull out all the stops. What about someone mentioned online, I saw that they might bring that back, the girl, not his girlfriend, but his friend that was a girl in Karate Kid 3. I think it was Amanda. I think was her name, or I can't remember. No, not Amanda, but anyway, the girl from there. So
yeah.
But yeah, I think I like I said, I'd like to see him kind of be full circle with Daniel ending up in the apartment just all over again. But I do think they will lose the dealership in season 5. I don't I think
Yeah.
that's pretty likely.
Well, it's such a minor plot point at this stage in the story. Like, they probably talked about / were at the dealership maybe like twice throughout the whole season.
Yeah.
And how is
So-
Johnny paying any of his bills at this point?
I know.
That's what I'm wondering too.
He has no job whatsoever, and he's working out of like his Eagle Fan karate students are working out of a condemned building, as far as I can tell.
With black mold.
Do you like
Yeah.
the van? The van that he has with it's like-
Oh my gosh,
Stolen
yes.
van from the
yeah, that was really good. That was really good. But I just think you're going to see some major stuff happen because, we talked about Silver playing the piano at the beginning, Jesse, and then at the end, he's the maestro hearing the music in his head.
Oh man,
He's just the
come back
insane
to
maestro.
full.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good scene. I liked that scene.
Just the insane maestro that he is.
Yes.
And I think it's going to get pretty. That's why I almost think maybe they will kill off Silver and Kreese in 5 or maybe 6, just because you're going to have to step it up. But this year won't be the tournament. Do you think season 6 might bring the tournament back, or do you think we're done with the tournament, the All Valley?
I don't know. Like they could end it with one, but I mean, but we've played that angle out, so I don't
Twice
know.
now. Yeah.
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 I feel
I don't.
like that's always how they end, is with some big tournament fight. So I don't know.
Well,
Maybe
they
they'll
do
do
it-
something different.
They usually do it every other season, so
Yeah.
they're not going to do it in 5. But do you think they'll do it in 6, or do you think, or would you like to see the tournament again, or are we kind of just done with?
Well,
All
we could
Valley?
have a time jump here. We don't even know, like, when will season 5 actually take place? Like, they've been kind of taking place right after the events of this. We jump right into that, or we see like a little blip in time. But
Yeah.
this could be, we could see a serious time jump where Terry's just taken over and Daniel and Chosen have been in hiding, setting up. I don't know.
That would be
That's-
interesting.
That's kind of what I thought. I thought maybe season 5 might take place in the spring, maybe April or May, or maybe the summer. I don't think. Well,
Yeah, that's what they did in season 2. Was it took
Yeah.
place in the summer?
I think that's kind of what I saw online is kind of what they're doing with these. They're kind of following the same time pattern where this will take place, and then
Are we going to get an over 18? Do you think? I know we've kind
Oh.
of wondered about that for a while
That's
because
true.
they always really hit that the under 18 all Valley tournament.
Oh, so that could be the next Terry Silver starts an over 18 tournament.
Yeah.
True.
Hmm,
Okay.
that could happen. I like that idea.
I could
Huh.
see that. Because then it's
Well-
something different.
I keep asking this, and I keep thinking, well, it's going to be done after season 5 or season 6. I don't know if I can hang on that long, but I keep hanging on. So I guess, in your opinion, how many seasons do you think we need to keep going with this?
They've said that they have an outline for 6 seasons, so
Yep.
I'd like to see it end there.
6. Okay. That's what I've
Yeah.
heard too.
I
What
don't
about
think
you,
I
Ruth?
wanted to. Yeah, I don't think I wanted to go further than 6 because I mean, unless they totally change what the characters are focusing on, I don't think you can go for more than 6 seasons.
Yeah.
There's only so much content you can write about.
Right.
The last episode I was listening, I told myself I don't want to see go past season 5, but now I'm like, well, I don't know, maybe you could.
They
I don't see it
ended
ending in 5 though. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
can't see
don't.
a
Yeah.
I don't,
successful-
but now I'm
Yeah.
like, I kind of want to see maybe a season 6.
Yeah.
So next year I'll
No,
be like,
they
well,
ended
maybe
it-
season 7.
Yeah, they ended it in a way that made you want to keep watching.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't
Right.
expecting that, because usually by the time you get to like the 4th season of a show, it's like, I mean, I'll watch it because I've watched all these seasons so far, but it's still grabbing you and making you want to keep watching.
But the good thing is they're only 9-10 episodes. Back in the day when you
Mhm.
did a network show, it had to be 26 episodes.
Yeah.
So you had to drain a lot of storylines out to get 26 episodes. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if that's why this feels a little more compact and a little more easier to swallow because it is only 10 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I agree with Ruth. I don't know if you can get much past season 6. It's
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to start running into, and they've already run into this with Xylo, I can't remember his name, the Miguel character.
Sholo.
Where
Mm-hmm.
Sholo, where his contract is in negotiation, so that's why next season he's not going to have much screen time because he's negotiating. So you're going to start having casting issues if you keep going.
Mm-hmm.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. What did you guys think about the relationship between Daniel and Miguel over the season?
It was fun. It was weird. It felt a little bit forced, but
Forced, yes.
Yeah.
It was trying to make that conflict between Daniel and Johnny again. And I'm like, well, we've already kind of played this game.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I agree with Jesse. It felt a little forced or just unnecessary, maybe.
Felt very unnatural.
Yeah.
right.
Like,
And even
like
the
I was
Sam
like uncomfortable. Like,
and the reverse, the Sam and Johnny thing felt like a little less forced, but not natural, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I felt the whole Miguel like not returning to the arena. I felt like that was kind of out of character for Miguel.
It was,
it didn't
but
feel right.
it was subverting that Karate Kid 1 thing. You know, where it's like, is he gonna make it? Is he gonna come back? Daniel's gonna fight. You know, like I kind of I respected the choice, but I do agree it does seem out of character a little bit. Like, he's fought so hard. Like, why wouldn't he see this to the end? That seems like Miguel would try to finish, and then go do what he's got to do.
Exactly.
Yeah. The Miguel's whole character seemed a little out of place on the whole season. I felt more in touch or more excited about Robbie and Tori and even maybe Anthony some and the other characters rather than Miguel or Eli. Whereas Miguel,
Eli's
if I had to
man.
rank the characters I really liked this season, Miguel was towards the bottom. Not dead bottom, but there was definitely 4 or 5 or 6 characters ahead of him that I was more interested in.
Yeah.
And maybe
even
that's
Dimitri got an interesting arc, you know, like he got to be
that's true.
He got to be this person that helped bridge the gap between Eagle Fang and Miyagi-Do. We got to see more of his surprising romance with Yaz.
Yeah. Yes.
He wore the best suit in the whole show. They had a prom scene and he had his Pac-Man suit on.
I love that suit.
Yeah, I got to see his more nerdiness and just his jaw dropping that he's actually got a girlfriend and he just doesn't know what to do and he just kind of stumbles forward and everything. He did really good at the tournament, not even like, how am I doing this? You know, that
Yeah.
Dynamic.
You think about like season 1 where that kid was and just like thinking, is this kid you're like, will this kid be able to be successful? Because he doesn't even want success in season 1.
No.
He just wants to not get beat up.
Yeah.
And then by now he's like accidentally like almost prom king, which I appreciate. They didn't do that they didn't have a prom king in this thing. Like they just like left that like it could have been anybody. Who cares?
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you guys. Any last comments, questions, or predictions for Cobra Kai?
It's time for the real pain. Time for the real pain, Danny boy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, next year, Jesse, you got to have your ascot. So we're gonna have it.
Yeah.
Well, you have to record with the ascot.
Yeah, that's true. I'll wear it. Yeah.
We'll get. Well, I wonder if we could make one of those. Get a Cobra Kai ascot for Jesse.
Oh, I'm sure that probably exists. I don't know.
Let's see. He wore his silver. I think it was at the beginning, episode 1. He had his silk robe on again. I think still.
Yes,
when he's playing
he
the
did.
piano.
Yeah, he started with this silk robe. Yeah,
with the piano.
Didn't bust out the silk karate gi yet.
Yeah.
He looked good in black though. He did look good in black.
Like you said, I don't know if it was Ruth or Jesse. You said at the beginning in Cobra or Karate Kid 3, he was a laughable villain, but here they made him very believable and just insane. So I think,
how do you make it a guy scarier than Kreese? They did it.
I know
they did it. Yeah,
Did it.
And maybe we'll see that from Chosen. Maybe we'll see some. This guy will take on guy like Silver and be like, "You're not a problem for me, buddy."
Chosen was crazy when he was a bad guy. He was crazy too.
Yeah. So maybe
crazy meets crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy meets. I think
Duels
you'll see
to
some
the
conflict. Death. You're definitely going to see some conflict between Daniel and Chosen. I think just because of the culture and just the the attitude towards this. I think Chosen's like, we're going for blood, and Daniel's like, no, we can't do that.
Mm-hmm. Also, was I the only one who wanted some of that Cobra Kai merch that they had on? Like,
Oh,
Yeah,
I was like, I kind of want that.
Yeah.
Who
They
knew
probably
Cobra
sell
had
that.
Such a good design team.
Yeah.
they probably sell that someplace.
They
Oh yeah,
probably do.
I heard that Champion is bringing some of that stuff out. So it's
Oh
like,
my gosh,
man, they got
yes.
name brand Champion
Oh,
Cobra Kai gear. Oof.
Yeah.
I'm ready to spend all my money.
Did you? Here's my money. Take it. Like,
You
like the
just
meme.
take it. Just take it.
Did you like the scene where Robbie and Eli just take their tops off and just fight shirtless?
Oh my gosh, that was so funny.
That was another part that was cartoonish, but also I loved that that was kind of the full circle for Eli.
Yeah.
No, the way they did it was really funny because Eli was like, "Okay, I guess this is what's happening now."
Right.
Well, it kind of made practical sense. You know, Robbie was trying to tie. He's like, screw this. Just
Yeah.
not messing
Yeah.
with this
No, that
anymore.
part made sense. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm the guy that's gonna win this whole freaking thing.
Yeah. Yes. That was great. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, thanks guys for talking Cobra Kai. It's always a good time. Try to do this at least once a year. And so hopefully if you're listening and you like Cobra Kai, chime in and let us know what you think. And I'll be sure to put in the show notes some contact information for everybody. So if you agree or disagree, let us know. Try not to hate too much.
Yeah. Yeah, please.
But thanks, Jesse. Thanks, Ruth. Appreciate it, and we'll do this again.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, thanks, guys.